Hi, everybody. We are live again, and we are so excited to have you here on this Valentine's Day. As you saw in all of our Instagram messaging, and as you're joining, it is all about love and just our care for you. So, we're going to talk to my amazing panel here. Before I kick us off, though, I, of course, have to start with the appreciation and get the appreciation train rolling. We are so thankful for you, all of our clinicians who work with us now. Nurses who don't work with us right now, but who are looking to. We could not have gotten through the last few years of this crazy pandemic world without you. And we still need you. And you'll hear a lot of that from us today. But welcome, welcome. We're so excited to have you. I want to kick it off with first introducing my panel. So, Kristen, you're actually on the top left of my screen. So, tell us a little bit about yourself, Kristen.
Hi, everyone. I'm Kristen. I'm a senior recruiter here and have been with the company for a little bit over, I guess, 5 years. And so I'm here to be your middle point to connect you to some of the best jobs across the country.
I love it. Welcome, Kristen. Charlie, you are over on the right side of my screen, so I'll go to you.
Perfect. And happy Valentine's Day to everyone. I am a director of recruitment. My name is Charles Palmer, and I get to lead these wonderful group of ladies here as well.
I love it. Welcome, Charlie. Miss Carrie, I'll go to you.
Hey, my name's Carrie Fedor. I have been with AMN for going on 4 years, and I am a recruitment manager.
Welcome, Carrie. And I know we have some great stories from our recruiters that I'm excited to hear about. Lots of good content for all of you. And then last but not least, Miss Audra, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Hi, everyone. I'm Audra. Happy Valentine's Day. A little bit different. I'm not a recruiter, but I work on AMN Passport marketing. I'm the lead there. I've been with AMN for about 3.5 years. I've had the experience with this organization working candidate-facing marketing and communication on all of our nursing divisions. And now I am leading all of AMN Passport marketing. So super excited to be here.
I love it. So all of the things that all of you see on Passport, Audra has some hand in, which is really exciting. I will say that you'll be seeing a little bit more of Audra. If you have been joining our lives for the past, gosh, I can't believe this is our 12th live. You'll notice that I've been slowly running out of breath. And that is because I am going out on a maternity leave very soon. So I'll be welcoming a new AMN family member in the next month. So Audra is actually going to take my space just while I'm out, Audra, then I'll take it back over. But we'll be seeing more of her face as she leads our amazing panelists. So since it is Valentine's Day, we figured we'd do a little fun giveaway. So the first 3 questions in the chat, so start typing. I do see that we've got a couple of comments in the chat, which is great. So I'm looking for the first 3 questions are going to receive a Lululemon yoga mat and belt bag. So I don't know about all of you, but I know I can always use a new yoga mat. Charlie, you looked like you were ready to jump in there. Charlie could totally use a new yoga mat. So something easy that you can take with you. I know Carrie and Kristen will talk about their travelers, and I'm sure it's something that they recommend they throw into the car too. It takes up minimal space. So first 3 questions in the chat, I'll be watching those coming through. Again, so excited to have you. But without further delay, let's jump right in. So one of the first topics that we wanted to talk about, and Carrie, I'm going to come to you first, was that things are changing right now. The market is feeling a little bit different, which is a good thing, I will say. We're coming out of just this craziness that has been the last couple of years, and we're transitioning into what we would consider a more normal or stabilized market. Carrie, talk to us a little bit more about what questions you're getting from your clinicians and how you're helping them manage through it.
Right. So, yeah, like you said, things are definitely shifting. And I think throughout COVID, we saw a lot of new travelers, right? Because the money was crazy. And so it's kind of good to take a look and like reprioritize why you want to be a travel nurse, right? Do you want to travel for the money? Perfectly fine. Do you want to see the country? Perfectly fine. Now is the time it's more important now than it has been in the recent past to really prioritize what's most important to you. Do you want to follow the money that may not take you somewhere you necessarily want to go? Or do you want to see the country? And money is not necessarily, your top priority. So I think those are super important things to kind of restructure your thinking in this new and evolving market. So,
Yeah, because for those of our nurses who have started in this environment or started in this market, I know we've had recruiters and team members that have started in this market too. So
absolutely.
definitely a shift of just getting back to what are those priorities to your point, Carrie? Is it, I really want the money and I need to be flexible? And we talked a little bit about that flexibility. What does embracing that flexibility mean? So even more than just picking your priority, where would you say that you would give advice to clinicians to really look at what that priority list looks like?
I mean, I guess you kind of have to look at are you saying like how would I help them make that decision?
Yeah, so helping, we get a lot of new travelers that maybe haven't done anything yet. And one of the things that's helpful is what are some things maybe that they can do as they're prepping in order to make sure that they get an assignment, first of all, right? So we talk about that flexibility, but what does that mean? Time off wise, some of those things.
Sure, sure. Also, yeah, like you said, time off, shift. The more flexible you're willing to be with shift is going to open up so many more, options for you. I would encourage anybody who's, thinking about traveling to really keep your mind open on things and, maybe be open to a location you're not necessarily thrilled with. And you may have an incredible experience there. So, I think it's just really going in with an open mind, knowing that, things aren't always going to go exactly the way that you want them, but that is the nature of this kind of, nomadic lifestyle, right? So that's really something to think about for sure.
That's the exciting part, definitely. And Charlie,
Yeah,
I saw
for
that you came off mute. Something to add there.
Yeah, and I think I have a slightly different angle when I do think of like leadership. And I am so proud of our AMN recruiters because they are so well versed in this conversation. So I really challenge you as a traveler to talk to your recruiter about this. This is something we talk about often. And the more information we get in the beginning, the easier it is for us to place you or to submit you somewhere. And I think the second part is to really think about like that reigniting that flame of why you even started to travel in the first place. And I understand like the nursing part, obviously it has to do with patient care, right? That's why you became a nurse, but it's the travel nursing. It's like, why did you want to do it in the beginning? And you didn't have a chance to explore that for so many years during COVID. So what a great opportunity to really re-energize yourself, refocus your energy on that adventure part.
Yeah, I love that. And such a good reminder. I think we're all happy for those conversations because that's what we love to talk to you about. We love to hear about your passions. We love to hear about the things that you just can't wait to see or that you can't wait to experience. And one of the great things having come from this crazy time frame where yes, the money was insane, but the hours were also crazy. The burnout that you're all feeling is very real and is a direct relation to all of the things that you've been through, seen, the working environments that you've been in. So being able to now have those conversations, and Kristen, I know you have a fun one on your travel pair that you work with, but being able to get back into that, gosh, tell me about the places you want to go to. You've never been skiing. Let's get you someplace where we can go skiing this winter so that I can hear about all those things. But Kristen, I'll go to you.
Yeah, and I mean those are really great points as well. And traveling is an amazing way to exactly like everyone's been saying, experience things that you never thought that you could experience with staying in your staff job. I had a traveler who, it was her first assignment with me. So we found something in her home state and she ended up extending for almost a year. She met a travel buddy and now they're both on assignment with me in California. And we were able to assist with getting that California license. And so that was a state that she had never thought that she'd be able to go to. And she was able to meet other travelers on unit. And now she has a buddy she could travel with that can help split some costs to help still, have her make a lot of the money as far as traveling goes and everything like that. So, those are the little things that I really find value in what I do is, building those relationships as well. And the nurses that, care for patients, them still caring for themselves as well and building those relationships and being able to see the places that I haven't been able to see myself. I'm not an avid traveler, so I try to live a little vicariously through my travelers with all of, their trips and, whether that be across the US or even out of the country, after they finish an assignment. So those are always things I really enjoy, and it really helps me do my job and makes me feel happy about doing what I do.
Yeah, I'm right there with you, Kristen. I am not traveling right now with a soon-to-be newborn and 2.5-year-old, but I love being able to follow our clinicians as they travel to different places. And if you aren't already, make sure that you are following our Instagram page at AMN Nurse so that you can see all of the options that are available to you out there. It is a big, crazy world that we live in, and it's so fun to be able to see those experiences as they go through. So one of the other things I know this panel was talking about is we're talking about the changing of the market and what's different, what feels different. One of the questions I know we're getting a lot of is what is happening to the rates? So Carrie, I know you were going to talk about a little bit here, just what's going on with the rates? Why is that feeling different?
Well, I mean, as you mentioned earlier, the market it's normalizing, right? We're going back to a world that was pre-COVID, right? And not only that, these hospital networks were so inundated with patients, and having to pay all these larger contracts, they're of course suffering the pain of that as well. So, I mean, that's kind of twofold what we're looking at. So.
Yeah, definitely. And we're feeling that a lot. Charlie, I know you're going to talk a little bit on the facility or what we call client side, how that's different.
Yeah, and I think it's something to really consider is obviously with AMN, we see the client side, we see the traveler side. And for us to really understand from the client side, in order to maintain that healthy business unit, to keep that going, it's important for facilities to adjust rates, and that's quite normal. And honestly, it's not fiscally responsible for a facility to have rates from 2021 or 2022. So just keep that in mind that there needs to be a real balance between the two. And we here at AMN really kind of walk that line between the two, and we can discuss that with you. So if you do have a question about that, absolutely, we're here to discuss that.
I love it. Thanks, Charlie. And just a, reminder, I think Charlie, you said at the beginning, the reason that all of us or most of us, right, are in this business is to really impact patient care. And that's our greater purpose at the end of the day, is to really be able to take care of the communities that we serve. So hospitals, of course, have to look at how they continue that impact. And while it might feel a little volatile, or it might feel like a change, or it might feel different, it's not a bad thing. And I think it's hard for us to kind of get our brains fully wrapped around that it's not a bad thing. It's good. It means that all of the other things that you want to do in your life outside of working the crazy hours that you do is to really have those experiences. And that's what you're getting a lot from this panel. Kristen, I know you were going to add a little bit on this, just how you talk your clinicians through some of those rate changes or the differences they're seeing, especially if they've just started working in this market.
Yeah, and with the market normalizing, and with the market basically stabilizing, and going back to everything that was pre-COVID, the rates that we are seeing are still higher than what they were pre-COVID. So that's the positive that we do have as well. But you're seeing it in the facilities with the census that's normalizing, and everything like that, and that has a really big part as far as why these rates are where they are at. COVID is no longer as prevalent anymore, and the facilities aren't needing to have as much staff as they did in the past, because there's less full hospital beds. And so we are seeing that in the market shift. Certain shifts, might not be as available as they were in the past. But again, that ties back through ties back to the normalization of the market and going and tailoring to directly where that facility is needing that traveler for. But with the census and everything, yeah, you see it in your perm position, and the same thing is kind of happening throughout the U.S.
Right. Such great points, Kristen, and just important for us to remember kind of all of those things as we're looking. And I want to take us back to what Carrie said at the beginning. If pay is the most important thing to you, we still have really high paying positions, things that are still, maybe not quite the $10,000 a week that they were before, but still really high paying positions. And it goes back to, if you're new in this market, or if this is different for you, or maybe you're a seasoned traveler and this is just all a reminder of what it used to be before, making sure that you have that kind of hit list of things that are the most important. What can I give up a little of in order to make sure that I get the best assignment for me? If money is the most important, we can absolutely help you there. But you're hearing a lot from this group that we love to talk to you about the adventure piece, though. I did get a few comments in the chat. So I got a couple at the beginning. I want to work with you. I'm a nurse. Great. We'll have somebody reach out to you. I did get one from Daniel, who's in Bermuda as a registered nurse. So we can actually send you some information for our international brand, O'Grady Payton. They can help you there. Once they've got you over here, then we'd be more than happy to put you onto a travel assignment, but some great resources for you that we'll be sure to share. Hi, Gentle Dragon Martial Arts. Great to see you. Kristen, you got a great shout out. You're such a great recruiter. So great job. Thank you, Patrice. Definitely a great experience panel that we love hearing from. And then I did get a couple of questions. So from Theodore Stanton, one of our favorite live returns, always wanted to work in New York City. What's the easiest way for me to find a job there? So Carrie, I'll pass it to you. What's the easiest way to find a job in New York City?
If I can unmute myself, contact a recruiter at AMN.
You want to throw your number out?
Yeah, I'll flash it across the screen. No, I mean, of course, if you don't have your New York license, that's step one. Definitely, I would encourage you to do that. Somebody validate this for me or not. I'm not sure how much longer New York State is going to be accepting a crisis licensure, but definitely either way, get your New York State license and then just contact us and we'll help you out.
I love it.
Easy
Yes.
peasy.
At the end of the day, just call us, right?
Yeah, seriously.
Charlie and Audra, I saw you both come off. Charlie, I'll go to you first, and then Audra, I'll go to you.
You hit it perfectly, Saundra. Give us a call. We can figure it out for you, no matter where. If it's New York City, Los Angeles, Miami, we have everything, and we can talk to you about it. We can step by step. We're there for you. So yeah, there's so much opportunity, and it's wonderful for us to talk to you about it. And again, step by step, we're there with you.
And I think I have a feeling I know what Audra's going to say. First step is to download AMN Passport, right, Audra?
You nailed it. Well, of course, our recruiters are so helpful and knowledgeable and can help you find that dream job, whether it's in New York City or anywhere else. But if you're also just curious about what's out there before taking that next step, because I know that it's a big decision, you can download AMN Passport. You can fill out your job preferences. You can also just favorite those jobs that you're interested in, and that will also notify a recruiter to get in touch if you want to learn more. So definitely don't forget that AMN Passport is a tool at your fingertips too.
Yes, and it's available, as you said, Audra, 24/7. So as much as our recruiters here would love to be awake 24/7, I'm sure you get a ton done. We do have to sleep. We've got to get our coffee and do all of those things still. But we love using AMN Passport as a partner in that job search. So Kristen, Carrie, I don't know if you have anything to add on just how your clinicians use AMN Passport in helping with that job search. Kristen, you're nodding, so I'm going to go to you.
Yeah, I absolutely love using that AMN Passport app. And, typically on like the initial phone call, I'll ask a couple of reasons why, you're looking to travel, what's your 1 year plan? What's your 3 year? What's your 5 year? Why did you get into traveling? That way I can best tailor like my recommendations for jobs to you as well. But, if you're on the phone with me and you're telling me, I only want to go to this specific location, I've had numerous travelers that, I let them know like, hey, just peruse the app, we have other opportunities as well, just let me know. And then something pops up and they have like a friend in the area, and so they'll send me a job which is a completely different area of what we've been discussing. And so it's basically helping me help you in finding that next good position that maybe in the initial phone call you didn't think of, but then seeing that position being available, it triggered that thought, and now you're even more open to more opportunities. And so that's definitely helped getting a lot more positions and a lot more travelers to the locations they're wanting to be at.
Yeah, to
I
see
could
all those
not agree more. Like, I love the passport because we get pings in our inbox anytime you like a job. And that is, like she said, incredibly helpful and like steering us in the direction you're looking. And maybe you're showing us something that we hadn't even discussed. And you're like, oh, so many more options. It's so helpful. Like, I love it. I love it.
Yay. I love it. Audra's got the biggest smile right now. So she's super happy about that too. But yes, great resource, great tool. I know Audra's going to talk to us a little bit about the community aspect of it, something we've been hearing from you. A couple more questions from Theodore. Is it hard to apply to go through the steps? So Audra, on Passport, we can actually apply and go through that initial application process. How hard is it?
Well, if you can do it in the palm of your hand, I would say it's pretty easy. But it is pretty cool. So once you download and register on AMN Passport, it takes you directly to the application, and that's where you start your process. It keeps track of the steps and where you're at in the process. And then once you apply, that's when you're able to really start to search for jobs. You can set up job match notifications, which I'm happy to talk a little bit more about. And then from applying, you can start getting credentialed. Once you find that dream job that you're looking for, you can contact your recruiter, your credentialing analyst. All of your contacts are right there in one spot. So it's definitely that one-stop shop for you to get started and just continue on with that experience at AMN.
Yes, definitely. And I think you heard Audra say it several times there, just the ease of it. We want it to be easy for all of you to work with us. We never want to be anything that's in your way, just helping you support and move through as quickly as you want to. So I did get another question here. Mr. Nacho Libre, is AMN Passport easy to use? I think we answered that part. And is it easy to see rates for each job assignment? Found AMN online and joined today. Yay, we're so excited to have you join us and for you to fall in love with your next assignment. Charlie, I'm actually going to come to you when it comes to, it is easy to find rates, but there's more to it when you're traveling. Do you want to talk a little bit more about just how our recruiters really get to know what's important to their nurses in order to help support that overall pay package?
Yeah, and I think it's a great question because our recruiters, again, are so well versed in how to ask these questions, and we're so empathetic, and we're going to discover the process for you, even if you're unsure about something. One of my favorite stories is one of my recruiters suggested an area because this clinician wanted to hike, right? And she was talking about hiking, and she had never considered the Pacific Northwest. And we just literally, she's Google searching and she's like, have you ever heard of this? It's near Washington. It's near, I'm not going to mention facilities, but it's near a facility. And sure enough, she's like, you know what? I'm just going to take a shot. And this is where I always say this. It's 13 weeks. It's 13 weeks to really invest in you, new experiences. And if it's not experiences, it's maybe learning a new skill or a new technology. And so this particular recruiter and traveler, they've gone back and forth. She's actually had 3 extensions, so she's continued to stay there because she enjoys it so much, and she's hiked all over the state. So, hopefully that answers the question for you.
I love that. And I love the investing in you. And we'll transition a little bit here into talking about just the community and some of those aspects that you're hitting on. I think Mr. Nacho Libre, just to fully fill out that question too. When it comes to your experience, that encompasses everything. So the things that Charlie's talking about with maybe it's hiking that you love. Maybe it's just going swimming in the Pacific Ocean that you've always wanted to check off your bucket list. But our recruiters get to know you and what's important to you as far as your compensation goes as well. So you can see what those rates are on the Passport app. You'll know what to expect. But there's a lot more that goes into the conversation when it comes to what does that look like at the end of the day for you. One of the things that you do get at AMN Healthcare is not just that compensation piece, but there's a lot more that goes into your overall package. So things like benefits that are provided to you. We do have day one insurance, which can sometimes be a little scary for clinicians that are going from a perm assignment or perm job into this crazy fun world of traveling. So lots of insurance options, some different traveler perks and discounts that you get. We also cover your professional liability insurance, which not every company does. So if you're starting on this job search journey, it's good to look into what does my company really offer and what does that overall investment look like in me. So I'll transition us over because I do want to get to a couple of things and we're almost at our time, guys. Can you believe it? I know it flies by. But Carrie, I did want to hear from you because when we were talking yesterday, you said that you just have this group of clinicians or maybe one or two that you work with that you have just a totally different relationship with. And it's just so fun to be able to see their journey. Talk to me a little bit more about that.
So this particular nurse was a referral to me, and we just like had a great rapport and got along really well. And she actually splits her time doing assignments with me and living in Colombia. So I I communicate with her. I have to with her via Instagram so that we don't use up, cellular stuff. So, we're communicating back and forth. She's currently in Colombia and having issues getting back into the country over something just administrative. So, we really had a moment today where I talked to her and I was like, just take a deep breath. You don't really realize, how integral you are into someone's life. And we really are as recruiters because we communicate with you so frequently. And, travel nursing is not always a smooth ride the whole time. There's going to be, like I said, a nomadic lifestyle. Things can get crazy, just like in this instance. And we just had a conversation and I was like, listen, we say, love you. Because I just adore this girl. And I'm like, listen, just take a deep breath, love you. Everything's going to be fine. And I sent her a little TikTok to cheer her up. But so it's really fun to make those connections with people. And I have several of them that not necessarily that close, but I give them advice or answer these random questions not related to travel nursing. It's just cool to have those connections. So
It is, and it's such a big part of our journey together, right? Because it's not you're out there, you're doing the hard work, you're actually going on to assignment and going into someplace you've never experienced before, and we see and understand that, but we want to be here as part of that process for you and with you. And that's so much of what Carrie's talking about is we want to be your partner in that. Not just somebody that you talk to and say, hey, I want to go here and how much money can you get me? Those are important conversations that we will absolutely have. But we want to know more about you, your passions, investing time in yourself. Maybe it is compensation that's the most important, but maybe it's just that you want to expand your career. We know that career growth is important to so many of you. So maybe it's traveling to one of the many magnet status facilities that we work with or teaching hospitals that we work with that give you the experience to see something you've never seen before or would never have the opportunity to see in your hometown hospital. So I know we're at our time, which is just crazy to me. But Charlie, I know you were going to just talk to us a little bit more from a leader perspective. We're here for you. Anything that you would add to kind of help start wrapping us up?
Just to quickly say, we, all of AMN, we're so appreciative of our travelers. You have no idea. We talk about our travelers all the time. We want to know more about you, get to know you even better. I think, Saundra, you said today, you know more about some of our travels than your own friends. And I think that's really important to think about is that we spend so much time with you and we really appreciate it. And we know that, the last few years during COVID, it was very, very challenging. And we empathize with you and we're here to continue that journey with you. So thank you so much.
I love it. Thank you for that, Charlie. We're here for you. We're in your corner. We've got your back. We heart you, as they say, especially on Valentine's Day. Yes, I love it. Thanks for all the hearts. Audra, why don't you wrap us up as we finish up our half hour here, which is just crazy.
Yeah, I can't believe that time went by so fast, but really just echoing what everybody said on the call, Saundra, everybody here. We're just so thankful for you. You are all a part of our AMN family. We just, like Saundra said, we love you, we heart you. We wouldn't be here if what you were doing didn't matter. So thank you for doing what you do. Again, AMN Passport is here for you as well. I think Alana said, it's good for all those night owls. It's good for community. You can check out our community section, seeing what our travelers have to say, and then follow us on Instagram at AMN Nurse. See what those traveler experiences look like and be open to new experiences. So again, thank you so much. Happy Valentine's Day, and we'll see you next time.
Bye, everyone. Thanks for joining.